Nothing even beat here the last couple of days. Just kind of house practice been tough.
It's been upbeat. Given the circumstances, not better than the reason why I'm here is good kids. When you think we got good kids, no way. It's going to be hard. As they get going, it's hard for us to tell them to get going. They respond. The kids are responding. Tony, we ought to let these guys come out and practice next week. Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're in.
You guys are in next week.
Thank you.
Keep your mouth shut.
Don't get run over.
All right, let's say Monday. Come out Tuesday.
Oh.
Okay, come out Tuesday. All right.
I thought you were going to say Thursday. That would have been ideal.
Thursday it is. Listen to my wife too. Thursday it is. Have to do everything. All right. All right, Tony. Thursday.
Thursday.
All right.
I don't think you mentioned Pancho Thomas on the injury report.
Who's this?
Pancho Thomas. Is he gonna be good to go?
Yes, he's good to go. He's got a wrap on his hand. He'll be in the cast. He's ready to go.
How do you?
You said you don't want an open casket, and all those things on Saturday. But have you thought any about what your emotions will be like walking this?
No, I really haven't had a chance to do all that. Been through it here, not to this extent, been the head coach, but I've been through it. I try to remember how it was then, kind of just, hey, time to move on. Time to move on. That's just the type of attitude I'll take with this one.
Will you take a couple extra laps around the stadium?
Run lately?
I mean, will you take a little extra time to soak in just what it was to coach in this place?
Again, it's time to move on. Very seldom do you get an opportunity to be at a place, 9 years as a coach and then 10 years. And I'll take that. Very seldom you get that. And I had an opportunity to be here 10 years, 5 of them bowl games, 5 of them as a coordinator, and then 3 as a head coach. So I just feel fortunate to be able to do that.
So you feel like you've collected all the memories you need to move on from here?
Name me somebody that's had as many memories as me here in Kentucky. Name me someone. I feel like I've done all I can do here. Appreciate the opportunity again. Grateful for it, but again, it's time to move on.
Have you heard any of the speculation about your successor, and if so, is it strange for you?
Again,
I know you're in the bunker, but
no, nobody's going to ask me any input. I said that the other day, but no.
Just the gossip that's going around.
When you hear all that, because one thing I do have, my ears open, because I got to find a job. So if you want to find out who's doing what, you hear about this one too. But again, it's always a guy that you never hear about. Everybody knows that. So we all, including the assistant coaches, we got to chase rumors right now, just like you guys do, to try to stay ahead of it. Myself, I'm not chasing this as much as the other guys. I need to step back and take a breather. That's the attitude that I take. We'll see what happens. You don't want to do anything quick. Let everything come to you.
What do you remember about your senior day? What was like your favorite part of that?
What do I remember? I mean, you always knew you was going to play a tough Florida team. They had the Great Wall. See, they got it doesn't last very long for them. I understand. I've been through it a couple times. It doesn't last very long. They get through it. But remember playing a great Florida team. Probably had one of the better games I've ever had in Commonwealth. That's one of the memories. But again, the biggest memory is we didn't win. That's why I think it's important for these guys to walk off this field. There hadn't been a lot of guys that changed the schedule. There hadn't been a lot of guys that won the last game in Commonwealth. Last year's seniors were one of the few seniors that won their last game here at Commonwealth. I'd love to see us have 2 senior classes back to back to win their last game.
You don't have a lot of seniors who
don't play, but any expanded role for some of those guys like Morgan, who maybe doesn't play as much?
Yeah, I think Morgan, we'll try to expand his role a little bit more as the H-back. We're trying to do some things like that before. Some of the injuries happen at quarterback. I think we'll try to. We've been working on some of them. We know how much he plays. We got some packages for him at the quarterback that we continue to work. So, but the rest of them, there's no expanded roles.
Joker, you may have talked about this again. I wasn't here either, but we're talking about Samford. Some of those teams from the old 1AA or whatever have players that might be Division I caliber, but either transferred, got overlooked. Do they have guys like that, or are they just a team that doesn't have as much depth as you?
There's no doubt about that. Only able to sign 25. There's a lot of still good football players out there. Okay, that's what you see all the upsets when 1AA or FCS teams come up, go up and win games. Also, there's some talented guys there. There's some guys that might have been not big enough at the time, or wasn't as fast, and he got faster or transferred down. They got some good players on this football team. Again, they're 7-3 and should be ranked. They were a couple points from being ranked. It'll be a good football team.
Sometimes in years past, the FCS opponents guys kind of use a time to slow down to break. Is this week is the attitude that this is their best opportunity for a win?
I would think. When they know the situation here, I would think that they would be thinking of that. I'm not sure if they'll get in the playoffs. And this is sort of their bowl game, their playoff game, I would think. I think they're third in their league. I think we'd be hard-pressed to think that 3 teams in their league would get in. I'm sure that they're using this as a to get ready for next year, and also using it as a bowl game, or a playoff game.
And do your guys see it as an opportunity to get a win also?
Well, that's our goal, is come out here and try to play to win. Again, send these seniors out of here, as winners.
Joker, do you think guys like Andre Braxton, Glenn Holt are maybe ready to be an assistant somewhere, a position coach? Have they risen to that level yet? They still need a few more years? Would you like to see them stay around here if they get the opportunity?
I would love. I think I'd love to see them stay around here. I think they bring a lot of work to this place. Those guys have been through the fire. And a lot of flesh themselves out here on this practice field. But are they ready? No doubt. Those guys got some energy, some juice, and intelligent football coaches, and all of them are going to be really good players. They'll be good coaches in the future.
So when you're a head coach, again, wherever that may be, what are, for lack of a better term, what are some of the mistakes you've learned from? What are some of the things you learned here that...
Number one, change your phone number. I watched Brooks do it about year 2 or 3, change his number, and I did mine too. I made mine private, and I just thought it was, when I tried to call recruits, and you'd see, not accepting unlisted numbers or recognizable numbers, so I changed mine back. And that's one of the reasons why I never changed my number. That's one of the things I would do, but. There's a lot. I think it's good to get one when there's some excitement. I got named the head coach in waiting in 07. We were doing pretty good offensively. Setting some records around here, and 2 years later, the excitement's kind of gone.
Yeah.
And then because we weren't doing as well offensively, we were down every year, and it's hard to stay at that level here in Kentucky. And then. By the time I took over, it was really not a lot of excitement, but I think it's good to come in when I think the thing about this business is strike while you're hot, and 07, we were pretty hot, scoring points, a lot of points, moving the football, and, really didn't get a chance to strike while you was hot.
You were getting phone calls though, weren't you?
No doubt about that, and a lot of that had to do with, with being given this position, but we have the type of success. But again, I think, and again, there'll be excitement when the new guy comes in, and it should be. And then another thing is, again, they'll be able to blame it on us for 3 years, and I think that's good. I really do. I think it's good to be able to say, hey, well, it's not his players. Okay, I didn't get that. Okay, they were my players. everybody, that's all we heard. They were my players. I think it's good for the next guy to be able to blame it on us for 3 years. Hey,
You're okay with that?
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Hey, Joker didn't recruit. You can look out there and see we recruited. There's some really good football players out there. There's some draft picks out there. I'd like to see in a couple of years how many draft picks are on this football team. So, but again, he ought to have the opportunity to blame it on getting his players in. I think it's only fair. It's only fair. And I'm here to try to help the next guy, okay, and educate the people that didn't show up at Commonwealth. Okay, educate the people that didn't show up at Commonwealth on what it takes to win. And it takes everybody. Okay, and it takes time too. It takes time too. And the next guy needs to get 5 to 7 years. Okay, and I'm not one to say, well, I didn't get the 5. Well, I don't worry about that. That's all in the past. But I think the next guy needs to get 5 to 7 years before anybody can even begin to evaluate it.
Is that especially because it's Kentucky and the SEC?
But all of those things, Kentucky, SEC, different philosophy, I mean, it's kind of a different philosophy than me, I have a different philosophy than Brooks. I mean, it's just human nature. None of us out here have the same type of philosophy on different things. So I think it's only fair for the next guy to have an opportunity for his philosophy to take shape, take form, and be instilled in this program. Have his name on it.
Joker, I know you said a breather would be good, but do you, based on the feedback you've gotten, if you feel like if you wanted to work as a coordinator next year, you could have a job. You would have a job.
I don't know, coordinator or whatever, but I think there'll be opportunities out there based on the information that people that I've talked to. Again, I've got a decent reputation out there amongst the coaches, and that's what matters in this business. Is not people outside the business. It matters people inside the business. So we'll be able to work somewhere.
Okay, folks,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you guys.